Hey guys, so for this video I'll be continuing my Q&A uh, uh, the series of answering questions that you guys asked on one of my videos. But yeah, so this is part 3. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, if you want to, they're really long. Hopefully it's one of the questions you asked so you can hear a response. Okay, so first question I have right here is what is a great thing that you learned from your ultimate bias? Um, I guess perseverance. My ultimate bias is Jessica. If you're not familiar with my channel, you should know that by now. She is not part of Girls' Generation anymore, but she's able to persevere on her own, and even though odds were against her, she still has been going at it. Even though she's not necessarily topping the charts with her songs, she has still managed to sell a decent amount of albums for someone who doesn't have a big company backing her up. And she also has her fashion line. Now she has cosmetics, She is definitely a really hardworking individual. What is your favorite color on your ultimate bias? I like Jessica with this like dark blonde hair, um, because I think the very very blonde hair fits her well, but I think she looks really good with like the hair that she had. I guess not even blonde, the hair from like Wonderland. I think she looked really great in that era. What's your favorite Korean snack? If you had any, if not, how was your day? Okay, so my favorite Korean snack, I guess there's this thing. I guess it counts as a snack. It's this popsicle. It's melon flavored. It's called Melona. Um, I guess if that counts. And my day has been pretty good. Right now, I am basically finishing my semester for university. I'm about to go to Japan, so I'm really excited. I want to plan things out after I do my last assignment. So basically, I end school in like 2 days. Um, okay, what made you start a YouTube channel? I had like a YouTube account before, where I just watch videos. But decided to make an account for like leave that account and just make this one, to obviously start uploading videos. And the reason why I started making videos was because I always loved watching unboxings and reviews and just people showing their collection. And as my collection grew, I wanted to obviously show my collection, but also help others who are like wondering about like what certain albums look like, how big they are, or maybe show albums that have never been unboxed before. Obviously, that's really hard to do because it seems like everyone's like trying to compete who unboxes the album first, and obviously, I'm not one of those. I don't have that kind of money to pay like EMS shipping for everything, or I don't live in Korea either. So, but I like kind of reviewing the albums as well, discussing it with my friends, and yeah. So I kind of just put my thoughts out there, and obviously, not obviously, another reason why I started making videos is because it I just realized that it's just a good way for me to keep up with what I bought on certain years. So whenever I try to look back on what I bought, I can just look at the videos that I uploaded. Because a good majority of the videos I always either make an unboxing or a haul for it. So I can just see what albums I got up around a specific months, and then what I bought and what, sometimes I would forget what albums I bought before because I have such a big collection. I can just look back. So yeah, that's another reason why I made the YouTube channel. If you had one day with any idol, who would it be and how would you spend your day together? I think I would like to spend my day with, if it was just one, I don't think it would be Jessica. Um, I don't know. I think it would, um, um, I would like to spend it with Taeyeon. Um, I don't know, going out to eat something and um, play like some board games, and I guess watch like a movie or something. Yeah, and just like talk. Nothing like too crazy. Uh, who? Okay. Okay. Who was your very first bias in EXO? Um, let me see. Who was my bias in EXO? My first bias for EXO wasn't Lay at first, but my bias in the EXO is Lay. If you didn't know, but I think it was Baekhyun or Kai, and the reason why it would be Kai was because that's the only one I can really tell apart. But then once I knew the members a little bit more, Baekhyun was my favorite. I usually go towards the ones that sing most of the songs, um, for good majority of the groups that I like. Uh, but in EXO, it just shifts. But I think Lay just has something special. So it's between like Baekhyun, Suho, and Lay for EXO as my bias and my biases. But I think it was Baekhyun because I wouldn't necessarily consider Kai a bias because that's the only member I knew. So I was like, oh, I like Kai, but I didn't really know anything about anybody else. So um, that's like the only member I knew for a while. Um, when and why did you become a K-pop fan? Um, I've kind of answered this question in different question and another question. I became a K-pop fan in 2010, but I found out about K-pop like around 2008. Um, the reason why I say I became a K-pop fan because to be a K-pop fan, I think it means like you know like at least a group, like the member names and whether like what they are like, not just listen to it like uh every now and then, you know. That's what I did during 2008 until 2010. In 2010, I became a lot more engaged after just becoming a So one. So I started like learning a bunch of things, but it was because of Donbanjiki. I said that in the last couple of videos. Okay. My question is, what do you think of Kai and Crystal dating? I didn't care at all. I felt bad that they got a lot of backlash from it. But hey, at least they were happy, you know. Who is your bias in 17, Vernon, and which is your favorite album from them? My favorite album from them is still their second mini, um, Boys B. Yeah. Hmm. Is there anything? Okay. Is there anything in your life that you thought you'd never be able to do, but then you did? I never thought I would be able to speak English, and I learned English. I never thought I would be able to um, just achieve just good grades too, because at first I was like, I didn't understand anything because when I moved to the US, I didn't speak any. But yeah, I don't know what else I would say. It's just like, why do you think Spanish music is more accepted than other languages like Korean music? Even though there isn't a lot of exposure to Spanish language and Spanish speaking people. I disagree with that statement. Okay, so the reason why, I guess you got to use logic for that. I think Spanish, there's a lot of exposure to Spanish music and Spanish culture. Spanish is the second most the second most spoken language in the world as a native tongue. So that's why there's a lot of exposure to it. A whole continent is almost fully Spanish speaking. South America, 95% of the countries, or yeah, 97% of the countries are um, Spanish speaking. And then internet users have increased for Spanish speakers as well. So yeah, that's why there's more exposure. So there's more people speaking the language. That's why it's more popular. It's just, you know, you got to think it logically. It balances out. And then yeah, same thing for English. Why is English music just, I guess, more popular? More people speak it, more people understand it. Obviously, there's that component where obviously the US is the biggest country when it comes to an economy. So, and the English, and then you got the United Kingdom, who also speaks English, and they have a big part in the economy as well. So it's just, you got to think it outside of that. It's just pure logic. That's why it's more accepted, I guess. Yeah. There's just two countries that speak Korean. North Korea, which doesn't necessarily count because nobody gets out of there, rarely. And then South Korea. So that's like, it's just that plain and simple. And how do you think Korean music will continue to grow globally? And which artists do you see from this generation that will help continue this push forward? I think BTS will still be ruling K-pop globally for, I would say, two or three. Not actually. When did they debut? Because obviously they have to go to the army, and I think they will probably want to go to the army together, because they are such a big group. Like, they make so much money. I don't think they will ever really separate. Every artist hits their peak. I wonder how long that would be for BTS. Right now, this is their peak. Hopefully they get a good run for a while, but this is the case for every artist in the world. They have a peak, and then they continue to run with it until, I guess, they retire. Because you don't see Madonna pulling those numbers for what she sold before to now. People like listening to younger artists. So, and who else? I think Twice will have a good run for a while as well. What I think who's gonna be in the future, kind of leading, definitely SM's new girl group. I think they're going to be really, really big if SM invests well in them and gives them a good albums, good songs, and doesn't mess them up like NCT. Yeah, I think definitely. I'm really looking forward to SM's girl group. I'm not a big fan of NCT's format, and I think they definitely learn from that they're not going to do that ever again. But they can't just get rid of NCT, because obviously they make some money, but they don't necessarily bring as much money as Dobang Shinki, Shiny, or EXO. Yeah. Or Super Junior. And then I don't know what else other group, but by globally it's just really difficult, hard to pinpoint, because I would say Blackpink too, if YG promotes them. Does K-pop get through life? In a way, yes. I think the way I've always viewed K-pop in a positive light is it's been it's like an escape for me from just my daily routine, or if I'm having like just bad week, or I'm going through like a tough time. I always kind of listen to K-pop songs, or watch music videos, or interviews, or variety shows. Ever since I gotten into K-pop, it has always been an escape for me, especially when I feel too stressed. Um, I I use, actually, not even, I would kind of connected to K-pop. K dramas were a scapegoat for me whenever I had too much stress from like assignments from school. I would say, okay, after I finish this homework, or after finish that test, I'm going to watch this episode, or watch 3 episodes this day. So it's kind of like I would reward myself through it. Or these days I would like buy like a K-pop album, like after I get like a grade on something. Yeah. And then that person asked again, what does K-pop mean to me? Uh, I would say K-pop means like my childhood, I guess. It's it just randomly came into my path, and it's something that definitely changed my life to some extent. It has helped me just open up my mind through a lot of things. Do you have an EXO album? Yes, I do. Which light sticks do you prefer? I answered this in, I think, part one. I don't collect light sticks. I just really could care less about light sticks. What is your all-time favorite K-pop song? Or not, what K-pop song will never fails to make you happy or excited? My ultimate favorite K-pop song ever is Kara's Step. That song is amazing. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. That song, it just, it makes me happy always. I think Kara's music in general makes me really, really happy. And that's why they're my second ultimate girl group ever. It's just something, cause you gotta admit, Kara doesn't have like an exceptional vocalist. They have good singers. I think Yuri and Sungyoung were really good vocalists, but they were never necessarily too on par with, like the comparing them to like Taeyeon, or yeah, like that's just, they're up there, but they're not that up there. But there's something about when all five of them sung together. I think they had the best choruses in K-pop. The combination of their voices blended so well, and I think when it comes to a K-pop chorus, Kara has it hands down for that. Like, I think, and then yeah, so I don't know, and then yeah, that's like that song I can never really get over with. I can never get over that song. Okay. What quality does a girl group or boy group need to have in order for you to start liking them? I think so. For me, I'm very specific to the groups that I like. It has to fit the musical genres that I like. For example, I am not too big on rapping. So if it's a rap heavy focused group, I'm not going to be into them. Or if it's too childlike, not for me. I A group needs to have a good vocalist. I think that's like a big just component that I take into me liking a group. because obviously that makes the songs better. But as long as their music is good, I'm here for them. So that's like kind of like that. My only, I guess, like, mm, yeah, I think that's like the only thing I really focus on, because I really could care less what the music videos look like, unless as long as the music is good, I'm like going to buy it. It's like I'm not gonna be watching the music video every single day, but I am going to be listening to the music as long like as on repeat, you know. Uh, but yeah, that's like the biggest thing. And yeah, so it's just like if it's something I like musically, then yeah, that's like kind of the only thing. A huge a group that really changed my mind that I thought I would never like was actually G Friend, and it's just funny looking back at it because I look at those teaser photos because their debut got a lot of hate from international fans, and I was like, oh, they're kind of like taking too much of an inspiration and Girls' Generation. But then I looked past it and I was like, this song is good. And then they released Me Gustas too, and I was just in love with them. Okay, if you only had one day, okay, to be with your ultimate bias or group, I can answer that. Um, which Twice album is your personal favorite? Knock Knock. Or Twice Kosher Lane too. um, what did I decide collecting K-pop albums? I just like the music. How did you start getting into K-pop? I listened to J-pop before, then I got into K-pop. Uh, if you can choose anything to do you want, okay, I already did answer that. Do you like BTS? Yes. Who's your favorite member? V. And which song do I like the most for them? Um, my favorite song from BTS, Save Me. Yeah, I think so. Save Me. Yeah. What do you think about Twice? I think they pulled out great singles. Musically, in albums, they're not the best for me. And I think they're a little bit overrated, but hey, if people like them, I can't judge them for it. What is the best non-title track you ever heard? One that just instantly came to my mind was um, that the G Friend song that has the word wind. But I mean, something with the wind. It's like the last song on the LOL album. Um, Another great non-title track. Um, I don't know. Um, Reflection by Girls' Generation, but that's not even K-pop. That's like J-pop. Let me think. Um, Miracle by Cosmic Girls. Um, have I ever been called a career boo for collecting K-pop albums? No. Do I know Day 6? Yes. My question is, if you were given a chance to be in the body of a celebrity crush for a day, or who would be? I don't know. I feel like I would like to be Boa. I think she's just too legendary. Uh, which group was your first? Donbanshinki. Do I dance to K-pop? Yes, in my room. Are you a fan of EXO? Yes, with my bias, Baekhyun and Lay and Suho. Um, what was the first thing you ever bought? Girls' Generation, I got a boy, but the first thing that I got physically was After School is a Virgin. What is your favorite thing about your ultimate bias? Um, her voice. Um, did K-pop change your life? Yes, I already explained that. How many EXO albums do you have? Well, I have, let's count, two versions of the first mini. Then I have two versions of the first full-length album, the repackaged for Growl. One version of Miracles in December. Suho and Baekhyun album covers. Love Me Right Chinese. Love Me Right Korean. That's 11. Then I have Lay's album. What else? I think they released for, was it for Life? No. The the one with the lightsaber, that one. That winter album. Then for Life. 14. I have a copy of Exact. Then I have another copy of Exact, and then a repackage for Exact. And then I have The War. I just ordered Power, so that's 19. And then the Universe album. So like 20 albums from EXO. Oh, and then 21 with EXO CBX. I guess 22 because I'll be buying the second mini album as well, and then the other stuff. So 21 albums right now from EXO. As oh no, technically 22 because I have another version of the first mini album. Hopefully, like, I counted it right, because I know sometimes I would have like random things from groups that I forget to count them in. So around like 22 albums from EXO. What do you like? Why do you like K-pop? And what do you think makes K-pop special? I like K-pop because it just sounds good to me. I don't know how else to explain that. And what do I think it makes it special? I think what makes it special is the fact that there's a lot of input when it comes to just making a concept on the dancing. I think the Korean language sounds interesting to me. I know some people don't like it, how it sounds like. But I think that's what makes it special. I think the language is such a big component for it. If Korean it's not your cup of tea, listen to something else. What do you think of Golden Child? Honestly, not like, I don't want to be mean, like, they kind of bore me. I thought I was gonna like them, but honestly, I'm not here for them. I'm sorry. Sorry. If you're a big fan, I'm a huge in spirit, and obviously their music sounds a little bit like Infinite, but it's not as good. I don't really pay attention to Golden Child, but I do like Lovelies. What is your favorite group? My favorite group is Dongbang Shinki and Girls' Generation. Those are my number ones. When did you start listening to K-pop and why? I already answered that. My question is, what is the third generation fans? What third generation fans are turning K-pop? Just what do you think is gonna happen to the genre if it gets more mainstream? K-pop, it seems to be getting more mainstream these days. This is another reason why I kind of been. This would be the last question I answer as well for this video. What do I think of the new third generation fans? I think they are really ignorant to some extent, because second generation fans were just as annoying, but they're a little bit more annoying these days for the third wave of K-pop fans. I think they don't really appreciate a lot of older artists because they really paved the way for K-pop becoming more mainstream. So if there wasn't like BoA, Dongbang Shinki, Girls' Generation, Super Junior, Big Bang, 21, there would not be a BTS, there would not be a Twice, there would not be a Blackpink. So It's just really upsetting. Some of them really look past that and don't really. They would like go on other groups and just kind of drag them because they don't have as many views and all of that. So that's like one of the biggest thing, and they just blow everything out of proportion. Um, and what do you think is gonna happen to the genre if it gets more mainstream? K-pop is gonna sound more American, more to like American than it did before. It's sounding they're pulling every single trend that's going on in the US and putting it into their music. This is like old news. Everybody knows this. K-pop is not that original. Um yeah, I'm just gonna be buying less. That's gonna be kind of like that's what I think. If you want to buy other versions of an American song, yeah, good for you. I'm not gonna be buying it. Because I'm already gonna be buying it from the original artist. Yes, you can take inspiration from another musician, but I don't want to be listening to the same song in four different versions. It's just not for me. And that's what's been going on. That's what's going on in K-pop these days. They are like trying to appeal us to as many global fans because when it comes to music, the music industry in Korea, it's not that profitable when it comes to like sales. Um, Obviously, that's why a lot of Korean artists go to Japan and get more money, and then they tour all over Asia to get more money. Yes, you can make good money within Korea, but for that's like not the case for every Korean group. So obviously other groups are going to be trying to appeal to more global audience to tour around and all of that. So that's why it's sounding more Western than it did before. But yeah, I think that's the unfortunate thing. At least some groups like G Friend and Twice are still kind of keeping that K-pop feel to the songs, and that's what keeps me interested. But I'm not gonna be buying like a lot of the other groups that are trying to make other versions of popular Western songs. But yeah, that's it for this Q&A. Hopefully I answered your questions and it was interesting. I just don't want to make it more than 35 minutes. So yeah, I'll be making another one of these. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I don't know, randomly when I'm not doing anything. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.